Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to continue with the friendship readings. I'm going to do this friendship that was requested. It is for WayV 10 and the boys Kevin friendship or dynamic. I had been told that they know each other, so yes, let's see what the cards have to say about this bond. I placed 10 on the right, on the left, I'm sorry, and Kevin on the left. So yes, let's begin with 10. He got the 8 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, and the Tower. So I think that from his perspective, he's someone that he always like he's very eager to actually share what he knows. He does talk a lot about, you know, his technique and actually how he's not actually satisfied with the results, that he always keeps working. So, you know, he's not actually, there's no way to copy 10, but I believe that probably if he does have a conversation with Kevin, he's always like mentioning the importance of practice and the importance of always working on the small details about yourself that you think that could like that are like annoying, you know, like these small parts of your training process that you're like, oh, I think I haven't mastered this, you know. And I think that even though it can be annoying and a bit frustrating to be like always like, you know, focusing on the smallest details, I think that this is what separates him from his tactic. It's very peculiar in this sense, and I believe that in part of his sharing his knowledge or his experience with others, this is what he probably talks about the most. Also, I think that it's important. Probably, you know, 10 is someone that he's able to talk about a lot of things, and definitely he's someone that is very open and he welcomes everyone to have a conversation with him. He's actually very flexible in that sense. His mind is like is very profound, but at the same time I think that he can be a bit like, you know, he can like make a people feel a bit dizzy, because he does talk about various subjects. You know, probably he talks about this and then he changes subject and he talks about other things. But in his own style, I feel like what he talks about or advises Kevin the most is to somehow not be afraid to be the different one. And I believe that this doesn't have to do neither that about language or, you know, or where they come from, or, you know, I think that it has to do with them embracing their originality. And I think that 10 is a huge like defensor of this, you know, that for him it's like he advises Kevin to break the mold, literally. You know, this is why we have the tower here. Yes, like he obviously puts the effort and the work in. At work he's very meticulous, but at the same time he is the kind of guy that he can break everything that he knows, like the structure that he had, the plan that he had, there's something about 10 that is like, okay, you want to create like a magic experience for the fans, like really dare to be different, dare to like to surprise people, like, and do it abruptly. Like, don't apologize for being different. Don't apologize for not going where the rest is going. Like, embrace your individuality, and also embrace that maybe what what they bring to the to because each member brings a different like flavor to the group. So he's like, okay, if you maybe in the conversation, maybe Kevin talks about how he feels different, you know, and Ken and Ten, I believe that he definitely relates to that. And he's like, yes, I get what you mean. I get it and I feel you. Um, but he's like, just like, you know, enjoy it. Like, even like take joy and actually have fun with being a sort of disruptor, you know, sort of like destroyer of moods. Like come out with a crazy idea, like say something different, like challenge people to open their perceptions about what an idol is supposed to be like, or is supposed to act like, or is supposed to talk about the most, you know. I think that he's like, okay, break the mold, break the script, you know, and this is very interesting actually. He's like, don't follow anyone's recipe, and at the same time absorb every knowledge that you can. You know, yes, take all the information, like absorb every little like routine, but sometimes it's better to be a bit surprising, you know, a bit sneaky even, you know, like don't let people like figure you out, you know, like don't let that, you know. And even I think that it has to do also with the members, you know, and it's not about hiding something or being a mystery, it's about being an artist. You know, when you are an artist, somehow the inspiration comes unexpectedly, and sometimes, you know, it surprises people how you can change a concept and how you look different, how you move different. So I know that both of them are Pisces, so they definitely, I believe that what Ten is saying is like, you know, follow your body, follow your ideas, like nourish your weirdness, you know, like don't apologize for being different. And even if you feel like maybe you are like interrupting something, or that there's a certain order that you have to follow because it's the rules, go against the rules, because it's what's going to make you awesome, and people are going to love it. At first they're going to resist it, but once they get to know you, they're going to accept it, that they're going to accept that you are like this. And from Kevin's perspective, he got the Two of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Page of Cups. So, you know, I think that you know, there's four cards here in Kevin's side, because these ones, like, really, there's an extra card that jump out in Kevin's side. And I think that definitely I can see Beyonce here. I know that Kevin is a huge Beyonce fan, and I can see Beyonce here. Honestly, I can see her. She is this queen of wands. So I think that Kevin has like few people that he admires, but probably Beyonce is like the most representative here. But definitely he's always taking inspiration from these people, and Ten is one of them. And he has like a huge admiration, but also like not only admiration, it's also a very warm feeling inside of him. Like, I really love what you do. I really connect with it in a spiritual level. It's more than being a fan, you know. It's like somehow your music, like, I'm not following you to be you, but you are somehow inspiring me to connect with a genuine part of myself that I wasn't like being able to see that I had in me, you know. So I think that definitely what Kevin shows the most here is like, okay, I want to get close to these people and have this these connections, these maybe it can be like very short conversations, but it just nurtures his soul so much that he really loves, like he really opens up to receive. And I think that this is very important also, because you definitely notice, especially when you are the one that is being asked for an advice from someone, when the other part is open and ready to receive what you're saying, it's like a whole, like very spiritual kind of connection, you know. And you definitely feel that this person is genuinely interested in getting to, like, in listening to what you have to say, you know, and that this can potentially change their whole life. That maybe then, I don't know, in a small you know, experience or word or phrase that had been shared or said by them can actually change Kevin's whole perspective. Um, I think that Kevin is someone that it's a very, he's like an open base, you know. You can pour all your knowledge inside of him because he is willing to receive it, you know. He's open, he's a very also intuitive person. He's very respectful, he's very like he's receptive, you know. He's, this is very Pisces, he's very receptive. So I think that for him this connection with Ten is like, and probably he told Ten that he is a huge Beyonce fan because Beyonce is here. So so I don't know if Ten also like admires Beyonce, but there's this sense of like, oh, I want to tell you about my role models, and also I want to include you on this list. Like, really, I do admire you. But also I sense here from Kevin's perspective this, like, he really feels like he's very humble, you know, and I want to emphasize this because I am a Jovi. Like, I love the Boyz, and definitely I noticed that all the members in their different characters, they are all seem very sweet and down to earth guys. But I think that generally here reading for Kevin, that I do not read for Kevin often, but seeing all this openness inside of him, you know, seeing how, even how vulnerable he gets when he is listening to people that he admires, I think that he is the perfect apprentice in this sense. And obviously he's also looking forward to be a better version of himself. Probably he wants to expand his artistic self. You know, probably being part of the Boyz is something that he's like, yes, I'm happy that I belong here. Like, I am with my members. We are doing this now, but probably him as an artist, or as someone that takes artistry, so for him it's like a spiritual thing, you know. He wants to keep expanding that. He probably has other plans for himself, in the sense that he wants to learn more about music, and probably he wants to dive in different genres, you know, not what he's doing with the group right now. He wants to dive in different, like, different waves of music, probably, you know. And this is something that it also has to do with his identity and what Ten was saying on the other side. Like, probably there are moments where Kevin wants to express his individuality and his originality. For him to be original, he is a must. You know, he cannot. Yes, he knows he's an idol, but sometimes he's like, oh, I would want to introduce new ideas to this. You know, it's not like he's not happy being part of the Boyz. He accepts it and goes with the flow with whatever the group has to do. But if he can add a bit of his idea or his inspiration, he's like, okay, I'm done. Like, thank you. I will not insist anymore. Just let me add this piece of art here, and I have this idea, and I need you to consider it. Even if you don't take it, please listen to me. So definitely I would advise them, you know, the people that manage the Boyz, the producers and stuff, to pay attention to Kevin, because Kevin has great ideas. Um, And yes, for the relationship as an overall, they got the Hermit, the Ace of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. So I definitely think that if they meet, probably both of them are not that social. Like I would say, they probably are in this very hermit mode. Like they do not go out that much, or they probably are very invested in their own creations, because we have the Ace of Cups. And also with the Five of Swords, probably there's a lot of like impediments for them to meet or to be in the same place. I feel that I don't know where 10 is right now, but I feel that it has more to do with 10's current location. I think that definitely also that they are probably starting. I know that WayV had a comeback, and the boys are also like preparing for their comeback. So this Ace of Cups is like the beginning of a new inspirational and creative process. So they will be very busy. Honestly, I see them very isolated of each other. But definitely the connection, they definitely get each other. I didn't know they knew of each other, but it seems like they connect in a very like even telepathical kind of way. Very, very like very Piscean. This is the very Piscean reading. But definitely because of this, I believe that both of them are very respectful when it comes to, interactions. Probably they do not force this bond, in the sense that if they do not communicate for a while, or if they do not talk as often, they will not be like, messaging each other and be like, oh, are you free? Like, what are you doing? They try not to be invasive, because they understand that they are very sensitive people and they need time to recharge. So they do not do to others what they do not want to be done to themselves. So definitely they would prefer to be a bit like missing in action a bit, but definitely they could like meet in the future. There's like they like each other. They like each other. But yes, I sense that it's more Kevin, that it's more like at 10 there's a huge admiration, and there's like a lot of intention to learn, and from Tim's perspective, I see it that he's like, oh, okay, I will tell you my story, something like that. So a bit of also like a teacher, very, very professional in that sense, but also very intelligent. I think that definitely Tim's advice, or actually listening to the way he expresses himself, it's something worthy of a lecture, because he's a very interesting man. So yes, guys, this is all I have for these two. I hope it made sense, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.